Tell me how climate change affects the animal behavior.
What is Treaty of Amritsar?
What are soft skills?
Why India and Canada are having this strain in their relationship?
What is India's necklace of diamonds strategy?
Sir, may I come in?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So, my name is Harshita Sharma. I've been born and brought up in Rajpura town, Punjab. I did my schooling from Rajpura and then I moved to Delhi, where I did my graduation and post-graduation in zoology from Delhi University.
When did you pass out, Harshita?
Sir, I passed out in 2018.
And since then?
And sir, since then I have been preparing for civil service.
Civil services.
examination. Yes.
You don't have any plan B?
Sir, actually I cleared my CSIR NET JRF meanwhile. But then sir, I wanted to be dedicated for my preparation. So I continued with my preparation.
Harshita, tell me why in our country teaching is not becoming the first choice?
Sir, there could be many aspects. Firstly, the great amount of competition that the teaching line face. Secondly, it is about the job placements in the teaching line. For example, the placement occurs in the rural areas and people do not prefer such areas. Thirdly, sir, it is about the, it is more, sir, it is about.
Okay, forget about it. What motivated you to pursue a career in civil services?
So, civil services is one of the most prestigious services to serve in the country, and one has to be one has the potential to change the society in the right way if civil services is if civil services.
Okay. Suppose you are from Patiala,
Yes.
isn't it? Suppose you are made district magistrate of Patiala.
Yes.
Okay. Just think it over, then tell us how would you plan to contribute to the development of your district? Just spell out a few areas which you should be focusing in for the development of the district.
Patiala district has the issue of economic saturation presently because the service sector as well as manufacturing sector is lacking there. So, as a district magistrate of Patiala, I would be opening the channels for the investment, especially in the service sector. Creating a special economic zone in Patiala would be beneficial there. Secondly, sir, it is about the social development. Patiala is lacking with respect to the health aspect. So, sir, creation of health infrastructure in district Patiala, especially for the women, considering the poor aspects of women and related issues. Moreover, education sector of Patiala is not up to the mark. The literacy rate is below the national average. So, working on the education sector.
How will you encourage MSMEs in Patiala?
Sir,
What steps will you take to encourage the MSMEs?
So, investment and incentivizing the MSMEs by providing them financial support. The fund creation can be dedicated especially for the MSME sectors. Liberalization of the policy so that MSME sector do not face the issue for running their businesses. The single window clearance provided for the MSME can be promoted for ease of doing business for MSMEs.
Okay, one last question from my side. You have opted for zoology, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how climate change affects the animal behavior.
So, climate change is impacting the animal behavior by changing the fertility issues in the animals. They are also impacting the migration amongst the animals. They are unable to adapt to the new niches. Rather, there is high rate of decline in their original niche. Thirdly, sir, the feeding pattern of the animals is impacted because of the climate change. They are unable to feed because the prey on which they feed, they are vanishing. Fourthly, sir, the flora is also impacted. This has impacted the overall adaptability of the animals in their own range.
Okay. What is the primary function of kidneys in animals?
So, cleaning of the blood as well as removal of the waste from our body. So, it is basically the excretion of the urine from our body.
Okay, thank you.
Harshita, you like painting?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen painting of Maharaja Ranjit Singh?
Maharaja Ranjit Singh, yes, sir.
Who painted?
Sir, I'm not aware about it. Who painted the painting of Maharaja Ranjit Singh?
So, do you have knowledge about painters in his court or in his company?
So, with respect to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay.
I know about it.
Have you read history about the emergence of Sikh Empire?
Yes, sir.
What is Treaty of Amritsar?
Sir, Treaty of Amritsar was done between the Sikh Empire, that is Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and the British Empire.
Which year?
1806.
9. Okay. What are the major provisions?
So one of the major provision was that Sikh Empire won't extend beyond the Satluj River. So it was
Beyond which
basically,
direction of Satluj River?
so Cis Satluj region was only part of the
So Sikh Empire would not extend west of Satluj or east of Satluj?
so towards the east of Satluj.
Okay.
So it won't enter the mainland of India. So that was the major provision of the
Okay, fine.
Treaty of Amritsar.
You know that Maharaja Ranjit Singh was blind with one eye.
Yes, sir.
And as a student of geology, have you developed curiosity as to why he was blind with one eye? He had
Sir,
smallpox in childhood, and
Okay,
that
sir.
left him blind with one eye.
All right.
What causes smallpox?
So smallpox is basically a virus, pox virus, which when impacts the body, the
Pox virus or variole virus?
so pox viridae is the
Okay. And is it eradicated globally? No?
Yes, sir.
Which year the WHO declared it eradicated?
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Who developed the vaccine for smallpox?
So Edward Jenner.
Around what time? Which year?
Sir, I will read about.
And which substance was used as a, that is,
Sir, it was the basically the crust of the there was a smallpox that was the crust of that pox was removed by the Edward Jenner, and eventually that was weakened and then introduced, and because that was weakened
and he delivered this vaccine for the first time on which person?
on his nurse.
His nurse? Are you sure? Or his son himself?
So,
Okay, his son.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Looking at a little bit economy.
yes.
Economics of health sector. How do you rate the economy? What part of health sector is contributing to your GDP?
So nearly 3% of GDP is basically
Health economics?
it's dedicated towards the health.
You mean to suggest that 3% of budget expenditure is allocated for health?
For the health, yes.
Okay. And our GDP, you know, is the government is targeting GDP to be increased to $5 trillion.
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell us $5 trillion means how many rupees? Roughly.
1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. 1 billion would be 100 lakhs. So 1 trillion.
Okay. Okay. My last question, Harshita. Your Harshita means you remain happy perpetually.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means sorrow doesn't touch you.
So,
It's quite boring, isn't it? That you never feel.
sir, I tend to remain happy, but being in sorrow is part of life. So that means that sorrow does touch me, but then I tend to get over it and try to remain happy.
So how do you try to remain happy?
So by I tend to ignore the useless things of
Have you
my
traced
life.
any hormone responsible for a person remaining happy or not remaining happy?
So yes, sir. Serotonin, dopamine are the hormones basically involved.
Okay,
in-
thank you, sir. Thank you, Harshita.
Thank you. sir.
Harshita,
Yes, ma'am.
you just mentioned that you have cleared CSIR Net JRF also.
Yes,
Right. So when did you clear it?
ma'am. In 2017.
So that means it has lapsed the amount. You are not pursuing any research, or you have been enrolled somewhere?
No, ma'am. I did not enrolled in it. So JRF eventually it elapsed.
So it's a kind of wastage of the resource.
Ma'am, initially itself I did not chose the JRF. I gave the exam for my eligibility under NET for CSIR, and that's why, ma'am, I did not went for the research field. It was because part of the examination, then I had to appear for that.
In your answer to sir, you were mentioning like what are the deterrents for teaching profession, right? Why
Yes.
people are not so open for it. In one of those answers, you mentioned that the postings of teachers in rural areas.
Yes, ma'am.
So Harshita, for that matter, even civil servants, even if you become an IAS officer, you have to be posted in a very remote area, right? And
Yes.
you have to be in touch with the grassroots realities.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it not a deterrent again for this profession?
Ma'am, people do consider it as a deterrent, but ma'am, in my case, it won't be a deterrent because I'm open to serve anywhere because I've chosen the civil services as my career option. But considering the overall factors, people have that kind of mentality in that case, and that is one of the factor eventually.
Okay, fine. Harshita, you must have heard about NEP 2020, National
ma'am.
Education Policy
Yes.
2020. So tell me what are the new things that NEP 2020 talks about and how it is trying to change the trajectory of education system in India.
Ma'am, the overall objective in NEP is about creative learning. It is a shift from the rote learning culture that present education system is promoting in the students.
That means the earlier policies have largely focused on the rote learning methods. They were not talking about the creative learnings.
Ma'am, it was more or less on the paper. But if we consider the ground reality, it was more about the rote learning.
Okay.
So NEP has now explicitly mentioned that we would be focusing on creative learning. It would be learning.
Any concrete example you would like to cite that this is the way how they are actually promoting creative learning?
Ma'am, supplementing the education with the practicals. For example, if we are studying chemistry, in
Earlier practicals were not there, Harshita?
Ma'am, not on the large scale. I mean to say that only the teacher would show the practical while the students won't be getting in touch with those in the real time. So now the case is that the students would be promoted to do those practicals in the lab.
You want to say kind of hands-on experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And secondly, ma'am, the change the NEP has been talking about is about the credit system. So if we have any kind of curricular activities apart from the academics,
Okay.
then
Harshita, it talks about a transition from STEM to STEAM, right? In education.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what is this STEM and what is this STEAM?
ma'am, I'm aware about STEM.
Yeah.
STEM is about the science, technology, engineering and mathematics.
Okay.
But I'm not aware about STEAM.
What are soft skills? And how it is important for a civil servant?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay, no issues. Thank you, sir.
Harshita,
So,
you come from Punjab, and Punjab is a border state,
yes,
right?
sir.
So recently there has been election in Pakistan.
Yes.
So who has become the new Prime Minister and the President?
Sir, Asif Ali Zardari has become the new president.
He comes from which party?
Sir, he comes from. Sir, I'm not
Okay,
sure.
leave it. And the Prime Minister?
Sir, Shehbaz Sharif.
Shahbaz Sharif. Okay, and his political party?
Sir,
Okay, no problem. So it is said that India-Pakistan relations are like a zero-sum game. Why is it so? And you agree with this, or you have a different viewpoint?
Sir, I agree on the point that presently the situation and the relations of India and Pakistan are almost on the zero level, because the government of India is clear that when the Pakistan would be promoting the terrorism, then India won't be open for any kind of diplomatic channels with Pakistan.
So do you think that by talking we can arrive at a solution, or not talking is a solution itself?
So definitely diplomacy is the right kind of solution. Bringing the parties to the table and having debate and discussion on overall matters would be in benefit for both the nations.
Okay. Now India-Canada relations, they have also been strained in recent times.
Yes.
What are the core issues? Why India and Canada are having this strain in their relationship?
So the major issue that has been coming out is because of the Khalistani matter that was brought out by the Indian government, that because of the liberal policy of Canada, the Khalistani issues are being promoted in their land, and Canadian government is not doing the right steps.
So that is the issue India has with Canada. What about Canada? What issue does it have with India?
So Canada has recently said that India has the role in alleged assassination of member of one of the Canadian citizen, and he was eventually part of the Khalistani movement. So, sir, in that.
Right. If we talk about the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, so it has been notified.
Yes.
So why this controversy surrounding it?
So controversy lies on the fact that the citizenship would be given on the basis of religious lines, and it is a direct violation of the Article 14 of our Constitution, which promotes the right to equality.
So the government is not aware of the Constitution? Is it the case?
So government is aware about the Constitution, but government here is saying that we would be supporting the vulnerable migrants who
the
are
persecuted minorities. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And like which countries and which communities are part of this CA 2019?
Sir, Sikh religious minorities of.
Can you name those six minorities?
Six minorities. Sir, Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Christians, and Parsis.
Okay. And which are the three countries?
So Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan.
Fine. My last question to you, Harshita. You
Yes.
come from Punjab, and in Punjab we see Dera culture, right? A lot of Deras are there. So what is the reason behind that, and what kind of role they fulfill in the society?
So I'm not actually aware about the Dera
Deras,
culture.
not even one?
So Dera Sacha Sauda is one I remember, but the reason behind their proliferation.
Okay, thank you.
something I don't-
Harshita,
Yes.
the elections are around the corner, and the model code of conduct is in place now. So who imposes MCC,
So Election Commission of India.
and what is the duration of this code, enforcement of this code?
Sir, approximately 45 to 50 days
Like right from the announcement of the poll dates till the
till the commencement of the
commencement of the new house, or the counting of votes?
counting of the votes, I suppose.
Okay. So can you also tell us some of the key highlights of MCC? For example, what kind of activities are prohibited while the model code of conduct is in force?
So firstly, the political parties, they won't be involved in any kind of religious speeches which would be hurting the sentiments of the people. Secondly, sir, the ruling party won't be announcing any kind of projects or schemes that would be influencing the people in their own favor.
A very deciding factor in elections is the funding.
Yes.
The funding which relates to the political parties.
Yes.
Recently, we saw that the electoral bond scheme was struck down by the Honorable Supreme Court. Can you suggest some alternatives to this scheme which can ensure a transparent mechanism of funding the political parties?
Sir, in my opinion, the electoral bond scheme could be reformed itself.
Okay.
Because already we had the infrastructure placed for the electoral bond scheme. So there was a banking channel, but because there were few loops in that scheme, that could be removed. For example, there was no ceiling here for the funding. So ceiling must be provided. Apart from that, the data was not available on the public domain. That must be available time to time for the transparency. So such kind of reforms can be brought in the electoral bond scheme itself. Secondly, sir, the complete digitalization of the transfers.
Okay, Harshita, I got your point. Recently, our Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated a very important tunnel in the northeastern part of our country. Can you tell us what is the name of this tunnel and where is it located?
Sir, I'm unable to recall.
Okay, it's Sela Tunnel in the state of Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay.
China has lodged a protest when our Prime Minister visited the state of Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
So why is China protesting?
Sir, China under its policy consider that Arunachal Pradesh and parts of Arunachal Pradesh are part of China, and they do not consider it as part of India's sovereignty. So when the Prime Minister visited, they thought that it was interference in the sovereignty of China, and that's why they protested.
What is India's necklace of diamonds strategy?
So to counter the string of pearls diplomacy of China, necklace of diamonds policy has been adopted by the Indian government, whereby when the Chinese government has been developing the military bases around the Indian Ocean to encapsulate India, India has been doing the similar thing and creating the military bases in the form of a necklace to counter that string of pearls.
My final question to you, can you tell us the names of a few countries with which India is collaborating to counter China with specific regards to the necklace of diamond strategy?
Sir, for example, the Chabahar port of Iran, it is to counter the Gwadar port of Pakistan. Sir, there is a port in Seychelles where the India has created the base.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Harshita. Your
Thank
interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, may I come in?
Come in. Sit down, Harshita.
Thank you,
Your
sir.
interview is on 3rd April.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which attempt is this?
Sir, my third attempt in
And first
civil
interview.
service and first attempt in interview.
Interview. Okay. How was your experience today with us?
Sir, initially it was a bit rocky, but I was unable to answer the initial questions.
The
And
questions were so general in nature. It is all because of your nervousness,
yes, sir.
isn't it?
I got anxious.
That anxiety, we could see anxiety on your face. When you go for the interview, make sure that you enter the chamber as a confident girl,
Okay, sir.
as an excited girl with lot of excitement, confidence in your body language.
Okay, sir.
That itself will add to your performance.
Okay,
Isn't
sir.
it? You should be a very positive, should appear like a very positive person, an energetic person. That is very important for you. So you have to get over your nervousness. That is the message from us today.
Yes.
That please get over your nervousness, because the more nervous you become, the more damage you will be doing to yourself.
Yes, sir.
and simply go for the interview thinking that 5 senior people will be sitting this side asking me some questions, and I have to answer those questions to the best of my abilities without compromising with my ethical values, without compromising with my integrity, honesty of purpose in all your answers.
Yes.
If you are able to maintain this much, you will be getting good marks.
Okay, sir.
Wherever you don't know, wherever you are in doubt, please say, not aware, sir. Candidly admit. Don't try to even remotely get into the area of conjectures. No guesswork.
Okay, sir.
Absolutely no guesswork. Okay. So, nervousness, underconfidence, and they are two similar things. If you are able to get away nervousness, confidence will be restored in your personality. Then don't go for a monologue on any question. Try to give very crisp answers, point wise.
Okay.
Third thing is that don't get trapped into your own argument. Why I am telling you? Initially, when I said that you don't have plan B or something of that sort, he said, yes, sir, I have a plan B. I have cleared JRF, net JRF. Subsequently, during the course of interview, it transpired that you qualified long back, and then now you are not in the zone of consideration. So, when you say, yes, sir, I have a plan B and I want to be a teacher, nothing bad in it. I had also qualified, sir, which of course I did not pursue. Then that will reflect your honesty.
Okay.
Here it is partially you are trying to cover up. It should not happen like that. There has to be a complete honesty on your part.
Okay.
Whatever you explain, I mean, such things, whenever you come across such a situation, may not be this situation, some other situations, honesty is very important. You can't be making any compromise with that. What questions will be asked? Again, it's very difficult for us to tell you. You are a girl from Punjab. Punjab has many issues. So read about those issues. Indo-Canadian relations, if you asked about that. Migration is another big issue in Punjab. Then the freebies, another your views on the freebies and all that. So is it a political gimmick, or it is really, it helps the targeted population to really become financially more inclusive and all that. That kind of a thing. You have to have a very clear-cut views on such issues. Then drug is another big problem in Punjab. So what the government has been doing about it, what is your opinion to further improve the situation, women's status in Punjab, and how Punjabi girls getting married and settling abroad, what kind of atrocities they are subjected to and all that. So you should have a fairly good idea what the Ministry of External Affairs has been doing about it. So general idea, if you are able to maintain, it will be good for you. You have passed out from Delhi University. Some questions, factual questions related. You're from the Gargi College or what?
Maitri
College. Who was Maitri? Who was Gargi? So their relevance in our own ancient scriptures and all that, that should be known to you. Okay. And do you think that today's women, they excel like Maitris and Gargis? What are their issues? Women empowerment issues. Generally questions will be maybe there. Otherwise, prepare all the zoology is your subject. Animal human conflict is very much in news. So read that area very carefully. Wildlife Protection Act. What are the Kerala has demanded certain changes in the Wildlife Protection Act. What changes? What are the reasons for that? Why wild is getting into the coming to the human habitat and all that? What are the reasons for that? And what measures could you suggest for peaceful coexistence of human and wild? So that is, and climate change related to these things are there. And then your marine life is another big area as far as geology is concerned. So prepare a comprehensive note on the marine life, the how your this what I call the, what is the significance of photosynthesis in the marine life and all that. In that case, your carbon sequestration, questions on carbon sequestration may be asked. So prepare another chapter on that. Bottom line is, having prepared everything, be honest to yourself and be honest in your all statements. Okay. Don't ever make a guess or a wild guess. Okay, you will do well. Do you have any question to ask?
So, question with respect to Plan B. People say that you must not speak about Plan B because it is considered that you are not committed to your.
That is your choice. As I said, as because I asked you this question, you said yes, I have a plan B. So follow up question was asked. If you are determined not to say and you say this, sir, I am focused on civil services only, and I am pretty sure, sir, the amount of the efforts I have put into that, I am very sure that my efforts will bear fruits one day or the other.
Okay.
So as of now, I am focused on civil services only. As simple as that. It is up to you only.
Right.
So, but if you say plan B, what I said that plan B is always for anybody. There is always a plan B, isn't it?
Yes.
So you have also a plan B. There's nothing negative about it. But while explaining the plan B, you could always say that I had qualified, but that today that is not relevant as because that period has lapsed.
Yes.
But I can again write. If it doesn't happen, though I am pretty confident of getting into the civil services and my drive will come true, but if at all worst case scenario, I have thought of this, that I will go for this.
Okay.
Okay, so you take a call. It is both ways okay, but honesty has to be there in both things.
Yes.
It should not look like very artificial statement, a very mechanical statement, as if somebody has taught you like that. It should come naturally from you. Okay,
sir.
all the best.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.